I always imagined myself a mother. I kept a list of possible names for my future children, pictured myself pregnant and listening to fast fetal heartbeats, looking in wonder at the image on the screen. But I had reservations. I'd absorbed the messages in the cultural ether that framed motherhood as both holy work and trap. My ambivalence grew. When Eric and I married in 2004, we agreed we'd eventually have a child, but we were busy doing other things. Writing dissertations, writing books, chasing academic jobs around the country, and by the time we started talking in earnest about becoming parents, I was in my mid-30s and Eric was close to 40. We moved to Southern California in 2007 and lived in a townhouse subsidized by the university where we both taught. Eric had been hired for his first tenure-track faculty position in a graduate school of education, preparing teachers for public school classrooms. I was the trailing spouse, language that reminded me of the signs along some California highways that show an adult holding the hand of a small child who appears to float in the wind, feet not touching the ground. Eric liked our life as it was. He liked our freedom, the ease of escaping to the Sierras to backpack and to the Alabama hills to climb, the unfettered time for activism, for work that might make a difference. We could turn our attention and our resources toward all children, he reasoned, not just our own. "You're enough for me," he said. "I'm okay if it's just the two of us." My friends had desperately wanted to be pregnant, and many had been willing to do anything to make pregnancy possible. Take hormones, give themselves shots, find egg donors, buy sperm, endure IVF procedure after IVF procedure, go into debt, hire surrogates. Their certainty threw my uncertainty into relief. "I don't know what I want," I said. "Figure out what you want," he said, "and we'll do whatever you decide." I'd struggled for most of my life to name my desire, separate it from other people's expectations, to know my answers to even the smallest questions: pizza or burrito, hike or bike ride, comedy or documentary. I had to meditate, write in my journal, and when I did manage to figure out what I wanted, it was hard for me to say it. I didn't trust my knowing, especially when someone else wanted something different. Eric does not suffer from indecision. He knows what he wants, and he isn't afraid to say it. For him, this isn't about control. It's about integrity and honesty. It's about not making other people read your mind. He says what he needs, and he trusts I will do the same. But I didn't do the same. When it was time for us to figure out if we wanted to have a baby, I hadn't been saying what I wanted for years, and Eric was always so sure. If I didn't know what I wanted for dinner, then why not eat what he wanted to eat? Why not watch what he wanted to watch? Why not hike where he wanted to hike? These little deferrals accumulate. I imagine it feels good to be married to someone who accommodates, especially if you don't know that's what's happening. It makes it easier to say, "We'll do whatever you decide," because past experience indicates we always agree. Until we didn't. Until I wanted a baby, and he did not.